Greetings. This is the one you've known as Jesus the Christ. Developing a relationship with the divine is important because then you won't feel so alone. The ego makes you feel alone and lost in this vast universe, and it undermines any connections you do make because the ego doesn't know how to love. A relationship with God is the primary relationship, the most important relationship. But you can't have a relationship with God unless you're able to experience God as good and trustworthy, which is usually what prevents people from having a relationship with God. They feel that life is not good and God is not good, that life is not trustworthy and God is not trustworthy. How can you have a relationship with someone or with something you don't believe is trustworthy? Your ideas about God can interfere with having a relationship with God. So some of your ideas about God need to change. God is good. God is supportive. God is here for your benefit. Life is supporting you. It always has. Sometimes in miraculous ways, but in the most mundane ways as well, providing you with the air you breathe, the ground you stand on, the people and the help you need, the food you need. Life provides for your basic needs. And yes, you can find examples where people are starving, and you may ask, how is that providing for their needs? The divine being that you are wishes to have every manner of experience, and so each of you has had lifetimes in which you experienced the most devastating conditions. Even these conditions serve to help you grow in certain ways. They develop patience, compassion, and sensitivity. They serve a purpose in your soul's evolution. In the end, you have far more lifetimes of abundance and happiness than you ever have of disease and unhappiness. You are an eternal soul, and the lifetimes you've had that have been difficult are small in number compared to the countless lives you will have and have had throughout time, including on other planets. This third dimension of Earth is like a school, and it's a difficult school sometimes. But it's a school you eventually graduate from and never have to go back to unless you choose to for the challenge. Some of you do go back because after graduating from third dimension, you know you have the strength and courage to overcome anything the third dimension could throw at you. From the perspective of all of your lifetimes, from the perspective of infinity, the difficult lifetimes are inconsequential. And yet they are also some of the most important lifetimes you'll ever experience in terms of your evolution. So very much is learned, much more than you realize during that lifetime, for much of the learning isn't realized until after that lifetime. And then that learning is brought into the next lifetime and lifetimes. What you've learned is like a jewel you've earned that makes you a better person forevermore. So life is good, even when it's hard. You must trust that life is good, and then you'll begin to see that it is. Once you have some trust, you can have a deeper relationship with God, one that will fill you and fulfill you. The only difficult part of having a relationship with God is in the beginning, when it's difficult to get it started because of a lack of trust due to mistaken beliefs and misunderstandings about God. These beliefs must be examined. You must look at your ideas about God. You need to understand the truth about God and not believe the lies. Anything that makes you unhappy or frightened is a lie. If goodness is behind life, and it is, then nothing about God could make you unhappy. Goodness is love. Goodness is joy. Goodness is peace. Only goodness can come from God, from knowing the truth about God. The opposite is also true. When you believe something false about God, you are left feeling bad, scared, and unhappy. This is the ego's natural state. It lives in fear and a sense of lack and separation. This is not the truth. The mind has made it up that you are lacking. The mind has made it up that life is fearful. This is what you have to see through. It is a clever illusion, and it catches people up for many, many lifetimes, until one day they begin to see through the lies. They begin to see that they've been told lies. All along their egoic mind, the voice in their head, has been telling them lies about life, about themselves, about others, and about God. When you start seeing the truth, life changes. You experience life differently, which means you behave differently. You express goodness, you express love, and you express peace, and that creates more of the same. This is one of the lessons you're here to learn. What you put out comes back to you. Negative thoughts and beliefs cause you to put out negativity, and then you get back negativity and unhappiness, without realizing that you created that unhappiness by believing and expressing negative thoughts. When you change your thoughts, you change your life, because you change your experience of life. When you start seeing God as good and life as good, supportive, kind, wonderful, and miraculous, it becomes so. If you believe that life is supportive, you'll act as if it is. You'll notice how supportive it is and acknowledge that. You'll tell others. You'll become a teacher and say, "Look, look, life is good." That is my message. Life is good, and once you know that, you can have a deeper and closer relationship with God. And that changes everything, because you know you're not alone. You know you are connected. With this connection comes great power, great support, and great love. You are full instead of empty. You aren't lacking anymore. And when you aren't lacking, you overflow. And when you overflow, you attract love, peace, and abundance to you. Thank you for being here. I am with you always.